guys, welcome back to our channel, Spilling the Tea with K and J. I'm Shakita.
And I'm Jessica, aka Jessie Badass.
And today's topic is relationships. Dun dun dun.
Red flag, red flag.
The red flags and the definition of it. Toxic relationship can really coexist in any form of relationship. It don't always have to be a spouse. It could be a friend, a sister, a brother, a cousin, your parents, a co-worker. Any type of relationship doesn't make you feel you can be your most authentic self and you can express yourself in.
Yeah, it's basically like a relationship that can make you feel unsupported, misunderstood. It can make you feel demeaned. It can make you feel attacked. Just anything like that. Just make anything that makes you feel worse rather than better. Should I say? Like that's basically what a toxic relationship can be. And like she said, you can have that kind of relationship with anybody, but I feel like the most significant ones these days are the relationship that you have with your significant other, whether it's a man or whether it's a woman. Those are the most prevalent ones to this day because you just see so much toxicity and everybody just so prone to it, and everybody just, I want a toxic relationship. I want to be that toxic bitch. If you ain't blowing my phone up 20 times a day, then you won't love me. Like, no, baby, that's not love. Like, it's not it. It's not cute. It's not it. So, I feel like that's the one that we really touching on today, which is the toxic relationships, because that's the most prevalent for us.
I know it's like cute if we feel like it's in a toxic relationship, but I want to let you know your soul cannot grow in an unhealthy environment. So you might think that you are doing something, but who wants to be in a relationship that you're constantly have to second guess yourself, your worth, your livelihood? You're constantly on and off. You never know where you stand with somebody because you two not meeting in other minds. And the toxic relationship really forms in a mental. Because most of the time, the toxic relationship forms in the mental because it starts mental because y'all not really there. It's like you trying to force something to work that's not really there.
Yep.
And then some of the red flags are like, we wrote them down just to make sure everybody is covered. They probably always bring up the past. You never get anything right when it comes to them. Always walking on eggshells around them. You never apologize for their mistakes.
Nope.
They selfish towards everything when it comes to you.
Yep.
They don't take care of they don't sympathize with your feelings. It's always about them.
Yep.
They are very resentful and very selfish as hell.
Yep.
They disrespect you emotionally, physically, and mentally on every level. So it's like this person that you're dealing with, it might seem like it's something that's meant to be, but if you have to force something to work and you got to constantly keep reckoning up with them and constantly keep going over the same things over and over again, it's something that's not meant to be. We cannot force. It's not. You can. Real love, real true partnership is not forced.
Yep.
It's not forced. It's not built on manipulation because a lot of toxic relationship, it really goes with manipulation and gaslighting. Someone making you feel like the things that you're experiencing in a relationship is not there. Even like Jessica said, the most current ones is like in your relationships with a man or a woman, but it really to me, it starts with your parents. You learn that shit with your mama or father because a lot of us grow up single parents or a single father. Even in two-parent household, you have a parent that's more dominant over the children or more controlling over the children. And they make you feel some type of way when you try to speak up for yourself because they never see you as an adult. They always want to put you back in your place when the whole time you are growing as a person, but they don't want to see you that way. So they try to use manipulation or gaslighting or some type of control over you to try to get you back in the place where you get it from. I was watching a movie called Hush last night with Jessica Lange. It's about a toxic mother-in-law. She was using manipulation to try to get her son back home, and she tried to isolate the wife and try to steal the child. It was crazy. I watched that last night. It's called Hush. It's good. It's on Tubi, y'all. But it's good. It's
always some crazy shit on Tubi.
It's a toxic relationship with parents, so it really starts with there too. Even though he wasn't toxic with his wife, his mother was very much toxic and she was very much controlling. So a lot of us learn the behaviors in our childhood and with our parents. That's why we think it's okay when we come towards people, we interact with people, that we still see those toxic traits, and we think it's okay because that's a form of abuse and it's also a form of childhood trauma. Like last week's episode, a form of childhood trauma. So those are the things when your soul cannot grow in a relationship, or you feel like you cannot express yourself, or you can't be your most authentic self. That is a toxic relationship, and and it's not healthy for you or the person that you're with. Somebody has to be an adult and grow from it.
Yeah, and move on from it, because you don't have to stay there just because you have time or years built with a person. Like, you don't have to stay. It's okay to walk away from that shit. It's okay to leave that shit alone, because you know, at the end of the day, like we all, I'm pretty sure like 90% of us have all experienced a toxic relationship. I'm pretty sure that we all have been in that situation where, you know, you trying to make it work with somebody, like you feel less of yourself, like your self-confidence done been shot to the ground because you got somebody, you know, steady abusing you mentally, physically, emotionally, making you feel like you're not good enough, you know, walking on eggshells around them, or always trying to be the peacemaker because you don't want to feel like you did something wrong to that person.
You ain't doing enough.
Exactly. When you always doing more than what you're supposed to do, but they never satisfied with that shit. Like it's you can never satisfy a toxic person in a toxic relationship. Like it's never gonna work. Like it's never gonna work. Not at all. And that's where the communication problems come in there, because if you telling somebody that if you're expressing yourself to a person and you telling this person like, they like, you know, I feel like you doing such and such, and I don't like when you do this to me, and I don't like how you making me feel in this instant, in this moment, I don't like the things that you be doing, and that person just be like, I ain't did shit, you tripping, it's something wrong with you, like what you talking about?
It never happened.
Or they shut down, they don't say nothing, they just leave you to be, they leave the conversation open and don't even communicate with you, don't even validate you, or don't even make you feel, they make you feel like what you saying is not true, and then you start to go crazy in your head. That's what gaslighting is. Like, you know, you saying things and you expressing your emotions, but this person is telling you like, no, it ain't what you think, it ain't this, like you ain't, what are you talking about, it ain't that. That's the gaslighting. And then you start to go crazy in your head like, damn, am I really crazy? Like, am I tripping? Is it me? Like, is and like you just start going fucking crazy, and lo and behold, after you go crazy, then that's when the abuse starts to come in, all the other shit starts to come in. Yeah, the physical and all the other shit starts to come in. So it's just like, I don't know, like we all been in toxic relationships. As I'm sitting here talking about it, I'm having a thought about some toxic shit that happened to me. And
you know, it's another sign of toxic relationship, like when you at home with somebody and it's tension between you and this person, and instead of talking about it, they ignore you. They hear you with the silent treatment, even though they know it's a tension. They waiting for you to say something the whole time instead of you bringing it up. Like, you always feel like you have to bring something up to them. You always feel like you have to apologize to this person for it to be okay, because you're overextending yourself to the situation. Yeah. It's not your fault. When it's two people in a relationship, it's both of y'all responsibilities to take care of their relationship. You cannot carry a relationship on your own. If it was that point, you have a relationship with yourself. You'll be alone. You can't carry a partnership alone. That's why I call it a partnership. That's why it's a teamwork. That's why people get married, to have a teammate. You cannot carry a partnership on your own. If you always the one who have to overextend yourself and give yourself fully to something for it to be okay, you're overextending yourself. And then another thing is, you'll never be good enough for the wrong person. So never. You can love them enough, you can pour into them enough, you can say I'm sorry enough, but this person will never see their worth in you, because it's also possible. It also ties into narcissistic behaviors. Like somebody who's very narcissistic, they're gonna use everything against you, even your childhood, all your traumas against you, everything in manipulation to keep control over you. Even your parents will do this to you. So a lot of us say we in this with like boyfriends and girlfriends, but I'm telling y'all, this really starts with your parents. Your parents are some of the biggest forms of narcissistic people that we know, because we have to learn this situation somewhere else. That's how you get into these relationships, because if you came from a loving situation, a healthy relationship with your parents growing up, you want to attract these low vibration ass people into your life. It's the reason you're attracting these people, because you have unhealed wounds from a childhood that you need to take care of. So that's why toxicity, I know it's like all the social media and all the celebrities that go around, they constantly own it all, but it's not cute, y'all. It's not cute. It's not cute to have your heart broken every week. It's not cute to always be crying over a nigga. It's not cute to have a nigga put his hands on you. It's not cute to them have to put you down all the time and not lift you up. If a man does not lift you up and not raising your vibration, what is he doing in your life other than fuck you and giving you pregnant and leaving you by yourself?
Nothing.
It's not cute.
And it's the same with men too, because you'll have some men that has toxic females. Like,
the men to be
crazy. Good, they'll be on their shit. They'll be the best man that you could ever have. But then you have this unhealed woman who's toxic towards him. Like, so it ain't always the man that's the most toxic one. Sometimes it be us women that can be toxic as well, especially if we in the unhealed stage of our life. If anybody is in the unhealed stage of their life, then you know what I'm saying, you can bring that toxicity in. Like, it's just not the men. Like, it's women too. It could be us
people.
Too.
It's people.
Because I couldn't say that I've been toxic too. Like, I am one of those people that could say that, like, I had toxic traits about myself, but that was just because, like, you know, I was fighting for somebody's attention that never really wanted to give it to me. Only when they wanted to give it to me. Only when they wanted to do what they wanted to do. So you know, it then turn toxic. Like when you like
that's
the
their goal
definition.
too. That's their goal. If you are somebody who was like high vibing when you got into a relationship, the whole goal is to bring you down to their level, because they're never going to be able to reach your level in their mind. Not saying they can't, because everybody can change and everybody can heal, but most of these people don't want to do that, because healing is a hard thing to do, because you really have to reflect on who you are and everything you've been through. A lot of people don't want to do that. So when they get with somebody who they feel like is opposite of them, because they seek you out, they goal is to try to bring you down to their level, so they feel like y'all meet each other match. That's their goal.
Instead of them trying to be better and raise their vibration, they gonna bring your shit down. And then while they bringing yours down, they feeding off of yours. So now they feeling high and mighty. Now they feeling, you know, better. Now they feeling like, yeah, I got this motherfucker exactly where I want a motherfucker. Like, it's cool. I can still do me, because at the end of the day, he or she gonna always come back. They gonna always be here, no matter how toxic I am, no matter what I do, no matter what I say. I done got this bitch or this nigga down in the ground. So I'm gonna.
Where he gonna go from now?
Nowhere. She gonna stay. He gonna stay. It's nowhere up. It's nowhere up, and that's what they mind frame it. And when she was saying the attachment to narcissism, it's crazy, because I just thought about something. Like, I seen this guy on on Instagram, and he had an Instagram post, and I think I sent it to you. I sent the post to you, and he was talking about how black men can't be narcissists. Like, that black men don't even know about narcissism. Like, they not narcissists, but it's like you can be a unknowingly
narcissist.
Exactly. You can be a narcissist and not actually know that you're a narcissist.
It's mental.
It doesn't mean because you grew up in a hood that you're not a narcissist. Like, that makes no sense. Like, we had a whole conversation about it, because I just felt like he just sounded so stupid. He sounded so stupid, and then
uneducated.
he brought up the fact that us black women got the word narcissism from white women. Like, what? So you telling us that we as black women are smart enough to know things on our own? Like, we have to get it from a white woman? Like, we have to learn this from a white woman?
That's
no,
gaslighting.
like,
He gaslighting the whole community with that. The
whole community. And for him to post it was just like, you downgraded yourself too. Because
but a lot of people have been saying that though. A lot of people say like, y'all just been using this word narcissist all over the place. Like, y'all don't even know, y'all ain't not even applying it. So the reason it's been talked about so much in the black community and black women, because we didn't know what the fuck it was that we was experiencing it.
Exactly.
So now that we've been doing all this research and all these videos and people coming out and talking about it,
the platform,
we know what it is, because I learned what it was through social media.
Yep.
I wouldn't have known. Like, I was able to identify that my mother was a narcissist through this, and the person I was with was a narcissist through this. Had I would not known what it was through social media and people posting their stories, I wouldn't have known what I was experiencing, because everything that we talked about, me always apologizing for shit, me always got to go out my way to make sure he was okay, putting him before me, that was a form of abuse. Because he wasn't doing that towards me. It wasn't reciprocal. The relationship was never reciprocated. It was a one-sided relationship. And that's literally what a toxic relationship is. Like, you ought to do all the work. It's not cute. It's not cute. It is not fun. While you're doing all the work, they making you feel like you're not doing anything. They're making you feel like you could have did enough. You could did more. Exactly. Baby, I'm doing everything. What are you giving me? And then you start to question. You literally start to sit there and question yourself. Your reality. Like, am I doing enough? You question your whole reality. Is it me? People. Like, am I good enough? Like, and that's a fucked up place to be at. Like, to really sit and love somebody and to be with somebody, and for them to make you feel like you're less than of yourself. You're lacking. For them, to make you feel like you lacking of something when you really not lacking anything. When you really just being you and you giving your all, and it's like a motherfucker is just not. They not satisfied with it. They don't. It's just what it is. And it's just like, it's not like she said, it's about the parents too, but it's also about the environment that you're growing up in too. Because if you a woman or you a man and you got a whole bunch of friends and you around people all day that's just moving out of toxicity, and all they talking about is this what happened, it's been like this, and she blew my phone up, and she mad because I'm with another bitch, or he mad because he found out I cheated. Like, that's a valid reason for a motherfucker to be mad at you. This one we gonna tell y'all to go watch Jason Lyric again, because that movie is about karmic relationships and toxic relationships. Only people that were trying to get out the hood was Lyric and Jason. That's it. And everybody else was trying to hold them back. And the only people that supported Lyric and Jason was Lyric best friend and Jason's mother. So reevaluate your surroundings and the people you hang around with, because your friends could also be trying to make sure you stay there. Girl, he on me now. Y'all know y'all gonna get back together, but if your friends is not telling you, girl, you need to leave him. Stop doing that. You're better than this and uplifting you too. They're toxic, because a real friend is going to tell you what's happening. A real friend tell you the truth. And a lot of us don't have real friends. A lot of y'all don't even want real friends. I don't even have any friends because I'm too real.
And then I have friends, and I do have friends, but I'm kind of different from my friends. But my friends always call me the real one. Like, they be like,
she's too honest.
I ain't coming to Jessica if I don't want to hear the truth, because she just gonna tell me the truth. And sometimes I don't want to hear the truth, man.
You get called too honest.
You know, that's what it is. Yeah, you too honest about it, but sometimes you need that. You need a person that's gonna put you on your place and bring you back to reality. Because if you sit in nostalgia and you sit in the illusion, then you know nothing. You're sitting in an illusion, and sometimes you need that person to snap you up out of there and be like, nah, you tripping. Truth. Like, no, that ain't right. What you doing ain't right. It's time for you to switch your ways up and be a better person. But if you got a motherfucker in your ear like, nah, girl, that nigga, he ain't mean that shit. Tonight y'all gonna be right back together because he gonna apologize. And that's another thing.
Men too. Men got that man. Men got that bad. They friends on. Y'all need to start acknowledging the shit y'all friends do.
That's
y'all
another
wrong
red
about
flag.
that.
When they don't apologize for what they do. Like, they just sweep it under the rug. Like, y'all argue, they'll say some mean ass shit, they'll mentally abuse you all day, and all of a sudden y'all having sex, y'all fucking, and then y'all back to cool. Like,
which y'all never talked about what got y'all on the outside.
The communication.
The communication is very, very much off. The communication is either lacking or immature itself anyway.
Yeah.
Because you can't have not a deep healing. You can't have a deep conversation with somebody who's not there mentally.
Nope.
You know, the meeting of the minds is a real strong thing, because we all want to get physical with somebody, physically take your clothes off, but y'all know that if you can't, it has to be a mental connection with people.
Yep.
Y'all be so into what if he look good, if he got money, and what she got on, how kind she get her hair done, but whole time, what's going on with her mental? Where is she at mentally? Is she suffering mentally? Is she suffering from anxiety, depression, self-esteem issues? Is he suffering from depression? What is he going through? Is his man fucked up? Like all that. So y'all need to reflect on what's going on with people mentally, because y'all get into a relationship with these people who have mentally challenged stuff going on.
What happened with their parents? How are they mother? How do this person treat his mother? Or how do this woman treat her father? Do she have a father? Do he have a mother? How do they treat their grandmother? How do they treat their kids?
We gotta start getting to know people.
You see it. You see it. You can see it before you enter that relationship. Anyways, you can see the toxic from a mile away. If you really understand and you really learn what toxic is and what the toxic relationship is, you can actually spot the red flags a mile away. And the first time you spot a red flag is the first time you should be out the door. I ain't gonna lie to you, cause
don't let the flags keep piling up on you.
Because
then you get a stalker. Then you got to call the police, and they ain't coming fast enough.
Let's not talk about stalkers, girl, because maybe I got a story about stalkers.
I don't have no stalking stories.
I do. We'll say that for another time. Because it's just like, I don't know, like, it's just like, I'm just thinking about it, like, that's something real, like, toxic, like, that's real. Like, you really will be sitting in some toxic ass shit thinking that that's love. Thinking that it's love, thinking that this is where you're supposed to be at, thinking that this is what happiness is, when it's really not.
You're really lacking. You're really unhappy as hell. And you asking yourself everything like, damn, why am I so unhappy? Because the people that you're with and the surroundings that you're in, you can't grow. When you feel like you can't grow, you can't be your most authentic self, you need to evaluate your surroundings for real. Whether you still live at home with your parents, whether you live with this man, whether you live with your roommate, whoever you surround yourself around, even if it's your job. I know we all got we got to work. I'm not gonna say we gotta work. You can work in the matrix if you want to, but you can manifest your way out of anything, and I'm true believing in that.
Yep.
If you feel like you gotta go to work every day because you have to work and provide for your children on the outside of things, your job could be toxic. And why do I have to leave my house to go to a toxic job?
Toxic environment.
Why?
And I don't know. And you know, it's crazy. I was just dealing with that. We were literally just talking about that, because I just had a whole situation at work with a toxic person. Like, I felt like the person was in a mood, like I felt like she was in a spiral, like her life was in a spiral, and I know that because she had a conversation with me prior to it, and I felt like because she felt some type of way, I don't even really feel like she felt no type of way about me, but I felt like I was the person that she wanted to be toxic and attack. Like, she literally like came for me.
Projected her energy off on you?
Yes, came. But, you know, I used to be a fighter back in the day, but I ain't fighter. I just snitched. I was a snitch at work. I ain't gonna lie. I learned how to be a snitch, and I learned how to be a sheep at work. I could be a wolf, but I learned how to be the sheep.
With something like that at work, and you feel like somebody trying to project you and trying to attack you at work, one up them. I'm gonna let you keep coming for me, then I'm gonna tell on you first, because they try to trigger you. So try to play the game. It's all about mental. We all need to apply playing checkers.
I said,
not chess.
Yes, chess, not checkers.
I did it wrong. But y'all know what I'm trying to say.
No, but that's what you was just saying. Damn, I just lost my train of thought, because that is crazy. Because, like I said, I could be like, at work you just should be a wolf, in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
Like that's the
if somebody try to
person
come
be
for
that.
you, get their ass first, because they really trying to put you in a position to lose your job. And if you lose your job, how you gonna pay your bills? So make sure you're thinking before you act, because if you lose your job for going up on a co-worker, how you gonna pay your rent next month? How you gonna pay your condo? How you gonna pay your cell phone bill? How you gonna take care of your kids, number one? And how you gonna take care of yourself?
Exactly.
So if you got them people trying at your job, trying to fuck with you, one up them.
Yeah.
And then you
that
feel like
shit toxic.
if it's not worth it, apply to different jobs and then leave out of there. Or just like I said, manifest your way up out of it. Ask your ancestors and ask God. It's like, get me up out of here, because they listening. They just waiting for you to call them in and usher them in.
Yep.
That's
and make
it.
that first move, because that is toxic too. That's some toxic ass shit. You come home.
And you drain from work.
Yeah, and then you got to go back the next day, and now you got to deal with this, and now you got to deal with that. Like, that's very toxic. Like, that's
especially
very,
you got a job
very,
and you ain't working
very,
directly with
very.
people. Like in healthcare, it's kind of hard to deal with. But if you got a job where you working at a bank, the library, CVS,
you should be good.
Walgreens, don't let them jobs stress you out. Manifest your way up out of there. Ask to move to another store. We not gonna play them games. Period.
Yeah. Get up out of there for real, because just get up out that job, get up out that relationship, get up out that household with them parents. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, to me, you don't ever have to feel guilty about leaving or removing yourself from a toxic relationship or situation. Like, you don't have to make room for a motherfucker who ain't, who causing pain on you. Yeah, who not making room for you, and who causing pain upon you. Like, you don't ever have to feel guilty for that shit, because at the end of the day, you have to live for yourself. Like, you have to make better choices for yourself. So you never want to feel guilty for removing yourself from a situation. Yeah, them people or that person, they're gonna make you feel guilty about it, because at the end of the day, they're losing something that was good to them, but they didn't understand how to treat it because they wanted to be so toxic, and that's just what they mind, and low vibrational and toxic. So, like, you never have to feel guilty for that. And if you see, I'll say this, like, if you do see a motherfucker make a change, but the only change to me is change behavior. Like, I have to see the change in my own two eyes. Like, and then I ain't just talking about a week, baby. I'm talking about constantly. I'm talking about every day. Like, I need to see change every day within you. And what for me, like, okay, well, this was toxic, but he working on it, or she working on it, or this girl at my job, she working on it, like, she staying away from me type shit, or my mama and my daddy, they working on it. Like, if you see it, then it's like, okay, it's okay for you to take a step in and be like, okay, I'm here, like, we can do this together, like, let's rebuild it. But if you don't see the change, then it's like, you shouldn't even keep putting yourself in that situation, because it's not doing anything for you. It's not nothing healthy for you. It's not making you feel better about yourself. It's keeping you down. It's tearing down your self-esteem. It's tearing down your self-confidence. It's putting you in depression. Like, it's fucking you up. Like, and then you one or the other, you're gonna be crying yourself to sleep. You ain't gonna be able to sleep. You're gonna be a narcissism energy. I'm sorry, y'all probably don't know what that is, but my girl know what it is. You're gonna be a narcissism energy,
anxiety,
like,
stressed out, can't sleep, headaches,
can't eat, losing
not
weight,
sleeping
depressed,
good, all that stuff.
It's
because
gonna
these
be
people
horrible.
around you are not feeding your soul. It's like your soul, all our souls are on a divine evolution to grow, to learn. And sometimes we're around the wrong people that our souls cannot do that. It's like going to the shoe store and buying the wrong shoes, but run the wrong size shoes. You gonna constantly keep trying to stick your feet in a size 4 and you a size 5.5.
And now you're gonna have corns. So let's get it
wanna
right.
do that?
Like,
we ain't gonna do that.
Let's get it right, for real. Like, it's just not, at the end of the day, like, it's just not worth it. So, we just wanted to make sure that you guys knew, what a toxic relationship is, and, the signs of it, and how you can spot it, and what you can do to get yourself up out of there. Like, to get yourself up out of a toxic relationship, you literally have to start working on self. You literally have to start pouring all that love, all that care, all that energy, all of that, everything that you was pouring into that person, you have to start pouring it into yourself. You have to start doing things to make you happy. You have to start rebuilding yourself from the ground up. And sometimes that's a hard thing to do. I know, I've been there before. It's a hard thing to do, to have to rebuild yourself from ground up, like, and just be that person that you used to be, that happy, vibrant, loving, caring, giving person. Because being in a toxic relationship for so long, it can put you in a negative mind frame. It can make you be a negative person. It can make you have a negative outlook on life. But if you really looking to change and you really looking to be different, then it takes that. Like, you really have to do that. Like, you really have to.
And another thing is, just because you're in something for a long time doesn't mean you should get used to it.
Nope.
Don't get used to being mistreated. Never get used to being disrespected and being mistreated. Never get used to that. Get yourself out of there. And I know we were talking about building yourself from the ground up, and a lot of people can't help that. Like, for example, if you live with your parents right now, you're not able to get out of their house, you're not able to afford to live on your own. Just try to wait this out as best you can. But while you're in that situation, be pouring that love to yourself.
Yep. Just
be manifesting yourself out of there, and then putting a plan to paper to get up out of there. I'm telling you, it works. Yeah. Put your dreams on paper. Because I get a lot of people on my life like, how would I move out my parent house soon? Because they don't want to be there no more, because the environment is not what they need to be at no more. I mean, I'm at a place mentally when I know, like, y'all crazy as hell. Like, I don't want to be dealing with this no more. Y'all problems are not my problem. It's time for me to go explore this world on my own and make a safe environment for myself so I can grow mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, financially.
Yeah. And it's like I want to say too, time is not a reason, like she just said. I just want to say that one time. Time is not a reason to stay in a toxic relationship. It's not. Just because you've been with a person it's not. You losing time.
Time is an illusion in this realm anyway.
You're losing it. Like, you're losing it. Time is not a reason to stay with nobody. I've been with him or her for 10 years. Like, we've been in this. But you've been unhappy for 10 years. You've been depressed for 10 years. You've been fucked up for 10 years. Like, you've lost yourself in these 10 years. So it's like,
now to find you again.
It's time.
Who were you before you met this person? What was your goals dreams before you met this person? Because a lot of the times when we meet these toxic people, people, places, things, we forget who the fuck we was and what we was trying to strive to, because they take you off your path.
Yeah. And you so focused on them, and you so focused on what they doing, and you so focused on trying to make them happy that you forget about your own path. You forget about your own individuality. That's another thing. Like, that's another conversation too. Because I never understand. That's crazy. I never understood why people really I could never understand. I lost my train of thought, but I could never understand why people really took the time to stay and deal with the shit. Like, after you tried to heal yourself, and after you already, you noticed the shit and you've been trying to heal yourself, it's like, and you still don't see no change. Why are you staying there? Do you want to go back down to the ground? Do you want to still be next? Like,
I think it becomes deeper than that, because you talk about women like I know we ain't gonna go to the like a domestic violence situation. When those people, when you in a relationship like somebody who's beating on you physically, they scare you. You don't have nowhere to go. They isolate you. You don't have no money. They control every part of your life.
They take you away from your friends, your family, everybody. And soon,
so
all you have to depend on is them.
It's giving me Keyshawn from Pvalley.
Keyshawn from Pvalley, y'all.
She should have walked,
check it
y'all.
Out.
She should have walked to the neighbors. Y'all know she should have walked. We ain't gonna talk about that though.
We talk about that all day.
Man, my kids go be walking. We truckling. I ain't go back in that house. He gonna say, you ain't been on your phone all day. Yeah, because you been tracking me.
Tracking shit out of. That's toxic.
Toxic.
That's toxic right then and there. Like, you see it for your own two eyes, and I know it's somebody out here, that needed that's experiencing it and needs to hear that what we had to say today. And I hope that it touched somebody and made somebody realize, like, damn, like, I can be better. Like, I can do better for myself, and I can pour that love back into me, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it.
You're worthy of God's love and God's forgiveness and God's grace and God's mercy.
And you're worthy of your own love.
He will come and save you from anything. You just got to believe it. Yep. All you need is a little mustard seed of faith. Not even a lot, because I know it's so hard for all the things that we're going through at this time. But all you need is a little mustard seed. Plant your seeds. 7 of cups, 7 of pentacles. Plant your pentacles.
Invest. Start investing in you. Stop investing in the people that don't deserve to be invested in, and invest into yourself.
7 of cups too, because you have options.
Yeah. And a good thing too is to do affirmations every day. Like, if you speak positivity in yourself and you start telling yourself positive things every day, and you start doing little things.
I am that I am.
Yeah, you start with the I ams. Like, you start, I am beautiful. I am this. Like, you start with that every morning. You wake up in the morning, you thank God. You thank your ancestors. You thank your spirit guides. You thank everybody for waking you up in the morning, and then you start your affirmations, because that's the way of getting yourself back, pouring that love back into yourself, and then you start to find yourself doing the things that you used to do and you like to do and stuff like that. It takes time. I'm not saying it's gonna be an overnight thing to do to heal yourself, but if you start today, then I guarantee you. I was thinking about
movies reference. I started thinking about what love's got to do with it with Tina Turner and Ike.
That's my movie.
When Tina was done with Ike, fighting with him,
she ran.
Yum no go go. She started
before she did Numb Your Ho though. She ran across that street.
Yeah, but
that hotel.
Right when she got done. done. She turned to spirituality.
Yep. And it put her up out of that. All that love that she was pouring into Ike, she started pouring into herself. Which brings us to the color purple. We were just talking about that too.
Yep.
When Miss Seeley was fed up with Mr. the last. So you do right by me. Everything you think about gonna fail. And then my girl left that situation, left that toxic ass shit. She was in there for so long. And she left it. She got a house. She got a business. She got everything that she needed at the end of the day. So.
And he came back to her.
If Tina can do it, if Seeley can do it, if we can do it, you can do it. So it's like, yeah. You know, I hope that, like we said, I hope that it touched somebody, and I hope that what we had to say today really was useful.
Resonate with somebody.
Yeah, resonate and really was useful to somebody, because at the end of the day, like, we are normal people. We do experience the same thing that everybody experiences in this world. So, you know, we just wanted to touch bases on toxic relationship and a little bit on narcissism too, because we did that too. So it's like, you know, we just wanted to touch bases on it and just see what y'all man's at. So if y'all got any comments, y'all can like, share, subscribe, you know, give us y'all feedback, how y'all felt about what we talked about today. We'll love to hear y'all comments. We'll love to hear what y'all have to say and what y'all think about it today, you know. But until next time, you guys, thank you for coming to see Spilling the Tea with K and J.
And we'll see y'all next video. See y'all next week. Bye.